Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 4. In the first video, we fought Toadman and Brightman, and after all the pit-falling follies that we had, we somehow managed to beat those two. And now we're going to take on Pharaoh and Ringman, in that order. So let's go ahead and go to Pharaoh stage. And being that his name is Pharaoh, this is obviously going to involve sand and tombs and whatnot. There's definitely quicksand down there. You do not want to stay in it for long. You just want to leap your way forward, avoiding these shots that these bugs shoot at you while using a charged Mega Buster shot to take care of these guys. These little scorpion bots. Thankfully, whenever you use a fully charged shot, taking care of them becomes a lot easier. Now these bugs, they shoot one shot, then two, then three, and you gotta avoid them all. Now if you go down there, you'll continue into the pit area, not the pit area, but the tomb area, but I do want to cross over the pit with Rush Coil. It is possible to jump over that pit leading into the tomb if you're on the very edge when you jump, but that takes quite a bit of doing that I'm not willing to do. So I'd rather just use Rush Coil to be safe. Going right from there takes you to this little area, where you get this thing. I don't know if you need it to beat the game, but it is helpful to have nevertheless. This is the balloon icon. And basically, when you equip it, you toss a balloon forward and you can use it as a platform. Kind of like item 1 in Mega Man 2. Also, by grabbing the balloon icon, we skipped a little bit. Thankfully, this bit that we did skip isn't that hard. But you do have bats here, as well as these little platforms that will get you over the spikes. The only drawback is, they shoot at you every so often, which can make them a pain in the butt, especially when you're not expecting them to shoot at you. Thankfully, the bats act kind of like the same way they do in Mega Man 2. Feels like they're a little slower, but they're not tough to deal with at all. And now we're going to start dealing with, we were going to deal with the enemy that we would have dealt with had we not grabbed the balloon. These little mummy bots that shoot their heads at you before hiding back into the wall and going at you again. They stand there for a little while after they shoot their heads, and they disappear in the wall for a little bit and then come back. I don't believe the head is destroyable, but the bodies definitely are. Another enemy where using the charge shot really comes into play. Now we're going to use Brightman for this boss battle, because the Flash Stopper will come into very good use here. Now, much like... why do I call it the Flash Stopper? I'm not fighting Flash Man. But like Flash Stopper from Mega Man 2, it stops time. But while time is stopped, you can shoot your Mega Buster, which is really useful, because Pharaoh is really fast, and he can really nail you with his Pharaoh shot. He will track your position with that weapon, by the way. But if you time it just right and you got him in the right position, you can just keep mashing the B button as fast as possible, so that you will keep hammering him with the Mega Buster and use the Time Stopper again before he even has a chance to move a little bit more. By beating Pharaoh, we get the Pharaoh shot, which is probably the least original name I would have thought of for that weapon. Then again, anything else would have been... oh, it would have been as cheesy. Yeah, it would have been just as cheesy. That's what I was going to say. But I've already shown you this password. I'm going to show you the password just a few seconds more so you can pause. And it's time for stage select again. And wow, 5 minutes already. Right, Ringman. About to say, who do I face next? I know I mentioned it earlier. We do get a little interesting stage here, besides that new enemy in the turrets. We also have these little rainbow platforms. Best way to cross them, because they move to the right as they disappear there, is to jump to the middle and then make your way across the rest of the way by foot. So always try to jump towards the center, and then do what you need to do. Actually, sometimes they'll either go left, sometimes they'll go right. But you're better off just jumping to the center and then moving the rest of the way regardless. You can also move just close enough to the edge so that the little rainbow platform starts moving, and then you can kind of make your way that way. Like so. That's the best way to get past that, because you're not going to have a lot of room to jump. And if I could do this without getting knocked back a bit, that would be great. Forgot to mention these little Saturn guys. They just slowly hover towards you. And if I could do this, this would be great. Am I gonna have to use Toad Man? I'm gonna have to use Toad Man. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. And now we're able to make our way over here a little bit. And we're gonna meet up with our first mini-boss. There are actually 2 mini-bosses here, and this is the first of 2 that we'll see in this stage. Say hello to the hippo. Don't use the charge shot, just use the regular shots. This not only lets you take out the missiles that kind of circle around trying to home in on you, but also lets you take care of the little platform bits that you can shoot down. And I'm definitely going to go ahead and use my energy tank here, because one more hit and I'm history. So yeah, just using your regular charge shots will let you take care of the hippos a lot faster. You can shoot down the missiles too. And these things, those are the usual trail the floor enemies that we've seen in every Mega Man NES game thus far. I know there's a weakness that they have. I just can't remember it for the life of me, and I'm pretty sure I don't have it anyway. I will wait for this thing to move. Kinda. Nah, I don't think it's Pharaoh's shot. If I find out what it is, I'll let you know. I'll let you know in a future video. For now, though, it's time to take on the second of the 2 mini-bosses. These little ring enemies. Once again, you don't want to use your charge shot unless you can somehow manage to pull it off. And I got lucky there. I managed to be really accurate with my shots, because now it's time to take on the second hippo. There are a pair of each of the 2 mini-bosses each. And once you know how to take care of the first one, it's pretty easy to take care of the second one. And I thought I'd be able to get that energy in time. I did not. Now, there's a ladder up there, and I'm going to go ahead and show off the balloon. I could have showed off the balloon in the Pharaoh stage if I didn't get, well, I would have had to get the balloon in order to show it off, but that part that we did skip there, that actually had an energy can. We could have reached it with Rush Coil or the balloon, but whatever. Anyway, you can use either Rush Coil or the balloon to reach this ladder. And here's Eddie Flip Top. Sometimes he'll give you weapon energy, sometimes he'll give you health energy, sometimes he'll give you an extra life if you're lucky. If you don't like what he gives you, you can just walk away, leave the area, and then come back. It is possible to him to drop an extra life, but it's kind of rare. You have less of a chance of getting that than you do health or energy. And it's always going to be the large pickup that he gets you. Oh, he can give you the energy can too! You know what? I will gladly take that. Sometimes he'll give you extra lives or energy cans too, but don't hold your breath. Unless you're super patient and are able to just keep going back like I am. Also, these wheel enemies, if you leave them on screen long enough, they will come after you. And remember that stay on the edge thing that I mentioned earlier? This definitely comes into play here. You definitely want to use that strategy to your advantage. Because that lets you get through these platforms. And yes, you can make this jump to solid ground. Doesn't look like you can, but you can. Now when you leap off this ladder, slide to the left. Otherwise you will not make it and you will land into those spikes, which are instant death, just like in the last 3 Mega Man games. And I was okay, this is the second one. I almost thought there were 3 of these guys. But you have a lot less room to maneuver here because, well, you didn't have all the space that you did the first time around. Nevertheless, we were able to take care of this guy, and we were able to slide our way to the end. Gonna hold B as I press start to get the Pharaoh shot. And believe it or not, you can actually charge up the Pharaoh shot. This lets you shoot some rather big shots, and I know that Pharaoh Man can do this too if you let him sit around for long enough, but because we had the ability to stop time and shoot him endlessly, we didn't have to worry about that. Now if you come in here with a charged Pharaoh Man shot, I'm going to go ahead and use the energy can here just in case because I cannot trust myself. Just hold down B, go into the room with Ring Man, let go as soon as Ring Man shows up. And then you'll be able to get a free shot as soon as the battle begins. Ring Man shoots the ring boomerang forward, then he jumps up, shoots it again after he picks it up, and then drops down and the ring boomerang travels diagonally. Then he moves to the other side. That's pretty much all he does. But the ring boomerang really packs a punch, so you've got to be careful. And speaking of the ring boomerang, that's what you get when you beat Ring Man. Works pretty much like Ring Man's version of the ring boomerang. I cannot speak to save my life. Getting tongue twisted over a boomerang here as I show you this password. And I might as well go ahead and go back to the stage select screen. Next time on Mega Man 4, I've beaten Ring Man, so that's Dust Man, which leads to Skull Man. Which means we will then take on JF Man and then Drill Man. So Dust Man, Skull Man, Dive Man, Drill Man. Dust Man and Skull Man are up next. So stay tuned for that, why don't you? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!